Hello, this is Jerry from Cypress Graphics. Today we're going to talk a little bit about making templates for things. When you want a graphic and we don't have the vehicle here or the item here, the bike, the kayak, the sailplane, whatever you have is you want to make a graphic for. Sometimes we don't have the template, so we don't know what size to make it. So there's a couple ways to find out the size and send it to us so that we can make the right size graphic for you. One of the things you can do is take an item of a known size. What I have here is a 6-inch ruler, and what you can do is take the ruler, cut a piece of tape, put it on here, place it on the item. Then you can take a step back with the picture, take a picture of it. It's better to step back and zoom in because you end up with less parallax. It's kind of like a fisheye effect. If you go real close and take the picture, you can end up with a fisheye effect. So it's better to step back, zoom in, and take your picture. I know that this ruler is 6 inches exactly, so this is a pretty flat tank. This is a little XR100 that I bought to play with the kids and for the wife, and I need to make some decals for it. So what I'm going to do is I could take it and take the picture and use this as a 6-inch so I can size it in the software that I use, the graphic design, Photoshop, Illustrator, whatever. Or what we can do to make a more accurate template, and this is either to make a full-size decal, or even if I'm just making something for somebody that wants something in here, I can use the template to make the graphic as big as possible to make it look the best way as possible to get the shape right. So that's what we're going to explain today, how to do that, making a template. What I'm going to use today to make a template is some low-tack adhesive vinyl. You can use low-tack contact paper. There are times that I use tracing paper, onion skin tracing paper that lets me see what's behind here real good. So it depends. You can use tracing paper. It works pretty good. There are certain things that I use it for, but today we're going to use this low-tack adhesive. Take your low-tack or whatever you're using and just place it straight on the whatever you're doing. You're going to try to get it positioned as well as you can. Try to get a few wrinkles. Little bitty wrinkles aren't bad. Little bubbles, okay. What you want to avoid is large creases because that can affect things. What I'm doing is just straighten it out here. What you want to do is make sure that you get the corners really good. Just take your thumb and push it in there. That way you can get that line in there exactly where you want it. Now if I was using an onion skin paper, tracing paper, what I would probably do is just tape it on here and just pull it taut and then trace it out. But I'm going to show you that in a second how we do it with this. Looks pretty good like that. Then what you can do, take your Sharpie and just trace the perimeter of the corner. Just come on top of that ridge line and just follow that line all the way around. I find that if you move your head around sometimes, you can get a better angle to see where that line is. pay very close attention to the corners where they round. That can really make or break a graphic sometimes. So try to pay attention to these areas as much as you can. Now this tank has a line right here, a kind of a crease line. So I'm just putting a little dotted line right here where that crease runs. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just label this XR100 so I know what my template is for. And I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to place it horizontally. Try to make it as horizontal as possible. And I'll make little tick marks at the end so I know exactly where that line stops so I can see it in the photography. And the important thing about putting this line horizontally is if I'm making a graphic that's going to have stripes that I want to run horizontal, I'll know how this is, because once I take this off I can move it and lose my horizontal. And I'll also do the same thing for the same reason vertically. And what I'm going to do now is just mark this as to what these dimensions are. So I'm marking 6 inches and 6 inches. And that's pretty much my template right here. Like I said, you could, if you were fairly confident that this was flat, didn't have a curve in it, you could just take a picture straight of the tank. But I want to make a pretty good, accurate template of this. So I'm making it with the template. I have a customer ask me to make a shark mouth for a kayak. Well, the slope on the front of the shark mouth, he wants it to go vertically down or along with the kayak. So if you take the shark mouth and he wants it to go from the very point to the back, and if you don't get that angle just right, it'll make that shark mouth go up or down like this. So making a template is very critical on that, so I know exactly how to size everything right. So for this, what we can do now is just peel this off since we had our template done. And what we'll do is we'll just tack this straight to the wall, smooth it out, and this is now my template. What I can do with this is I can step back now, or you can step back with your digital camera, zoom in, take the picture, send it off to us for us to make the graphics for you. This will be the most accurate way for sizing. If we were doing some kind of graphic design for something, if you wanted a little bee or a wasp or a tribal design, we can use this to fit things as well as possible. And I'm just going to make my drawing lines horizontal and vertical. Doesn't have to be perfect, but there. Now this is what I would take a picture of, email it to us, Cypress Graphics. We can make the designs for you, and this way will be the most accurate way to fit the designs that you want. Thank you.